Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rum Boys Central, where we read some of the most up-to-date news. We do a lot of stuff on this channel for sure. Definitely check out Rum Boys Fantasy Sports Network, our main guys over there, and also Rum Boys East, Butcher's Block, Northeast rather, and Spotlight Sports, Rum Boys Philly. Check out all those guys. Also check out my guy Patrick Sheldon. He's definitely one of my favorite authors that I read pretty much every morning. He always provides interesting stuff. Check him out on Twitter. Check out fansided.com. Check out .windycity.com. All the good stuff, man. Check it all out. But anyway, let's read his article that he's got for us today. Recent news should have fans, Chicago fans specifically, wondering whether the Chicago Bulls believe in their own rebuild. They don't. By the way, guys, they don't. Debatable. It's at least debatable how many rebuilds the Chicago Bulls have undertaken during John Paxson and Gar Forman's respective tenures. What isn't up for debate is that the Bulls are smack dab in the midst of one at the moment. After drafting Lauri Markkanen, key piece I might add, the team has continued to attempt to build through the NBA draft with Wendell Carter Jr., but has also tried to improve via trade. Most notably, they sent Jimmy Butler to the Timberwolves in exchange for Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine, whom they re-signed to a 4-year, $78 million deal, according to Spotrac. Next, they shipped Bobby Portis and failed free agent experiment Jabari Parker to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Otto Porter Jr. and his 4-year, $106 million max deal. At the time, this move was sold hard to the Chicago fan base as a way to improve the team for long term, and that Porter would be an integral part of the future. The moves, whether you agree with them or not, or at least tactically signaled that the front office had some semblance of a plan for this rebuild. For so long, the Bulls have seemed like a rudderless ship drifting aimlessly into the ocean without any idea of where they wanted to go. I agree. I mean, first we have the Luol Deng era over here, and then they blow that up. They get rid of Ben Gordon, and they get rid of a lot of other people. And then we go through the Derrick Rose era, and they get rid of him once he gets hurt a few years. And I mean, I understand, whatever. And then more recently, they get rid of Jimmy Butler. And then even more recently than that, or I guess before that, rather, before they got rid of Jimmy Butler, they were like, oh, we're going to build around you, Jimmy. And they brought in Dwayne Wade and like ruined the chemistry of the team. So it's weird how Dwayne Wade and LeBron James both ruin chemistries of teams when they go there, for some reason. Maybe I'm just a hater, but it seems like that's a trend that we're getting lately. Anyway, these moves, along with the extension of Jim Boylen as the head coach, signal that Gar Pax had a vision. Again, we can debate the merits of that vision, but that's not the point of this piece. It seemed like the team was in market for a point guard this offseason as the next piece of the rebuilding puzzle. Said point guard would help continue to lead this team out of the rebuild, hopefully into the playoffs, but maybe not right away, but at least there was some vision. But just when you start to give the front office any credit, they pull the rug out from under you. Such was the case today when Darnell Mayberry from The Athletic dropped a bombshell regarding the Bulls' possible offseason plans. There is a growing belief around the NBA that the Chicago Bulls are open to trading anyone not named Lauri Markkanen or Wendell Carter Jr. According to Mayberry, there's a growing belief. Okay. So you're saying that you're going to sign LaVine to this big deal just to keep him as an asset, act like he's this guy, he's the dude, which I actually think he could be. He actually could be a really, really good number 2 point guard. Not point guard, but a shooting guard, and a guy who could take the last shot. I actually think he is somewhat capable of that. Maybe not as dynamic as some of the other players in the league, but he's at least a great scorer. So, and then Porter, you just traded for him. You traded like all these players who've been loyal to Chicago for him, like Portis, and who have gone out of their way to work hard for the team, and you traded him for. And you're willing to trade him for you're willing to trade everybody that you just traded for. So I don't understand what they're even doing. Honestly, I really don't understand it. It says, if this report is true, it truly makes you wonder what in the world the Bulls are thinking. Exactly. Check that. It makes you wonder whether they are thinking at all. However, one thing it would signal that the Bulls don't believe in the direction of this rebuild would signal yet another one of Garpax's seemingly infinite chances to get this thing right. You know what? Hashtag fire Garpax. Hashtag fire Garpax. That's it, everybody. That's all I had to say. Hashtag fire Garpax. Thank you, Patrick Sheldon, for providing such an interesting article for me to dissect and present to the Rum boys and girls. I will be thinking about this when I write my own pieces. Man, this is going to be an interesting season for the Chicago Bulls going into 2020, or the 2019-2020 season. Anyway, dilly y'all. Man.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?